So, what is the one policy change I would like to see world leaders take forward, and why? Well, being a autistic person and and having a registered disability, I would say is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Disabled People, which the UK signed up to in 2009, and so agreed to protect and promotes the rights of all disabled people, including children. However, that was signed up to 3 years late. And although the treaty gives rights to disabled people, including to live independently and have the support they need to benefit from an inclusive education system and to be protected from more forms of exploitation and violence of abuse, within Britain, within the autistic community, within the disabled community, there's still endemic challenges where you've got 77% of autistic people who are unemployed. You've got 83% of disabled people are unemployed, and that's a huge talent pool. That is a sign that something is going fundamentally wrong within the British statute book, but also the United Nations statute book, of how it's a serious mark of failure on a society when you have the majority of its disabled people not employed. You can tell something's going wrong. So I would change the law to make it more practical in terms of the signatories signing up that they have a statutory right to provide disabled employment to the people who sign up to the convention. In its present form, they don't get forced to they don't get forced to follow the committee's rule, but there'll be under a lot of pressure to act. I mean, but although the UK government has showed support in the past for it, but facts speak louder for themselves, really. And I know there's so many things coming out, like Buckland Review and all that, trying to mitigate it, but it's charities pushing the agenda forward. But I can't help thinking there are some disabled people on the other in rural communities in Britain who are not even in work, and it must be a miserable existence. So I think it needs to come from a higher source. The United Nations needs to put more practical provisions in place in terms of the convention to ensure that disabled people are not left behind in the employment ladder, because that's their contribution is being missed, and that's what the United Nations is all about, to be united as nations. So I would press the UN to be more practical in this convention.